The situation in 2026 will get out of control, and it will be out of control for all political parties. And the disaster that is now looming here, it's no longer bearable for the individual. Yes, while people here in Germany once again had to live in fear because, oh, they didn't find a perpetrator, but at the same time they stormed a refugee shelter. Now, things have gotten to the point at Welt that if you have a critical opinion, you just get torn down on camera. While other people can just constantly spread hate, incitement, and their lies. We're meeting again for the morning news, which means you'll find out now what you'll only get in the news tomorrow. No, kidding aside, if you want to support this channel, feel free to leave me a like and a subscription. It would mean so much to me. And I'd say, let's get into the first clip.
Oh, I'm being silly here right now. Can I say it like that?
There's a major police operation going on in Berlin right now. There is suspicion of a dangerous situation. According to the police, a person with a weapon or something resembling a firearm is said to have been seen.
And that's all we know for now. Nothing more is being released. Some people are saying it was probably a mistake. Others, on the other hand, are saying that the danger has been averted, and the police say that no suspect has been identified. I mean, the idea of storming a container housing unit like that, according to German law, seems pretty strange to me. I'll definitely stay on this, I'll keep researching. But nobody saw anything, and that's in this day and age. Nobody records anything with their phone, and the SWAT team is called in. Helicopters are requested at the same time. That already smells fishy. But apparently that must have been Michael, who just totally lost it somewhere in Berlin Tempelhof. And now let's move straight to the next topic, to the controversial topic. What happened yesterday at Die Welt, after some targeted questions, ended up as a tribunal and nothing more. And I just wonder, since when has Die Welt sunk so low?
Or do we want a society? There used to be something like that a long time ago. It was called Manchester capitalism, where you either work until the grave or end up very poor in old age and have to rely on your children, which isn't really the case in Germany.
So our chief economist here in the company once illustrated very nicely that the wealth of people in old age is actually higher than that of people who are still working. So very few people have to live only on their pension. They usually have additional income and also assets, like an apartment they can live in rent-free, for example.
Yes. Sarah Wagenknecht is not necessarily a person who is welcome at Welt. That's also because of her views. But at the same time, she also came out and said that there is still old age poverty. Yes, don't we all have that apartment in old age that's completely paid off? Oh, right, that's becoming less and less common. Oh, I see. People are getting poorer here. Yes, dear Welt, you should definitely do some proper research. But how could Sarah Wagenknecht even sit on a show yesterday and seriously say that, yes, people should work with the AfD and tear down the firewall? I was shocked to the core. You can still see it on me that I just can't believe how the reaction to that was.
Yes, if the state manages taxpayers' money more responsibly, which they're attempting now.
But not in the way that
Let's see.
But before we get to the AfD reference, here it is again. So Sarah Wagenknecht criticizes that people are being increasingly exploited and that the state should actually save money. What the Welt reporter, no, what is being criticized here to such an extent, and why I really have to say, dear Welt, please do proper journalism. The state is spending more money on external consultants to tell them where the problems are because they've gotten tangled up in a power struggle. The intrigues probably cost too much money, so they have to keep their own civil servants busy making sure the internal conflict within the parties doesn't boil over, which is why external consultants now have to be paid. At the same time, the bureaucracy keeps expanding, and I still wonder why new teachers, for example, have to become civil servants, just to sometimes really put political nonsense into the heads of children. Feel free to write below why you think teachers still need to become civil servants in the future. And yes, there are civil servants here in Germany who simply must not be corrupt, but in my personal opinion, they also shouldn't be controlled by political parties. Well, you've already seen how Welt operates, and now, yes, now comes the AfD clip that really made me think.
okay, so you don't want a coalition, which would always mean compromises. And that's actually what our political system is based on. Not that now,
but compromises are inevitable in any agreement. We're calling for a nonpartisan state premier and a government
that forms majorities, which actually makes our basic style absurd. But I have another question. The AfD is often seen...
Did you notice that? I almost thought if they gain another 1.9%, which is certainly legitimate, that they would govern with the AfD. Oh, thank God. Then they won't get a majority there. Whew, I think that was the reporter's reaction and nothing else. You can see again how she deeply rejects a democratically elected party while trying to spread this government's propaganda publicly. And yes, soon it will come, the law that will finally, restrict videos like mine even more on YouTube. You see it again and again, a video with 180,000 views or 300,000 views, those won't exist on YouTube anymore. Why not? Because the established parties don't want that anymore. They don't want us to reach new people anymore. Maybe sometimes the odd person who happens to stumble across it will get this information.
The mass media are there to make us afraid. If we all collectively stopped watching anything, we wouldn't be governable because we wouldn't even know what's forbidden. Yes, so if the new pandemic comes now, like a new special virus appears out of nowhere and we don't know anything about it, then the state would have to send the police to every citizen's home. And the state doesn't have enough police for that. That means we're only obedient because we've been informed or rather told what to do. I don't watch any of that anymore. People in a community, with the smallest unit being the family, have incredible power.
Be sure to write in my comments, have you already seen this video? Yes or no? I would be really interested to know. I'm currently working on the video. It's an hour-long video. I've made 2 hours of it and still have to cut it down a lot because what came up in it touched me so deeply that I really have to say, hey, I want to show this to you. I want to talk to you about that. And I'm still thinking about whether I might just go through this video live, meaning that I comment on my own video again during a live stream. So you get my reaction to it when I watch this video. I'll see if I can put this format out there or maybe as a podcast. Well, I'd be interested in your opinion because the fact is, what we're seeing right now is that the Chancellor is finished, the state premiers are finished, and the last thing that's left now, well, that's once again using the police against the citizens, figuratively speaking, yes, to calm the people down so that they make the right choice.